It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Broken glass everywhere, people pissing on the stage, you know they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise, got no money to move out, I guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with the baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man with a tow truck repossessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Standing on the front stoop, hanging out the window, watching all the cars go by, roaring as the breezes blow. A crazy lady living in a bag, eating out of garbage pails, used to be a fag hag, such a dance to tango, skipped the life and dango. A zircon princess seemed to lost her senses, down at the peep show, watching all the creeps, so she could tell her stories to the girls back home. She went to the city and got so did it. She had to get a pet, she couldn't make it on her own. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. My brother's doing bad, stole my mother's TV. Says she watches too much, it's just not healthy. All my children in the daytime, Dallas at night. Can't even see the game or the Sugar Ray fight. The bill collectors, they ring my phone and scare my wife when I'm not home. Got a bum education, double digit inflation. Can't take the train to the job, there's a strike at the station. Me on King Kong, standing on my back, can't stop to turn around. Broke my sacroiliac, a mid-range migraine, cancer membrane. Sometimes I think I'm going insane, I swear I might hijack a plane. Don't push me, call, I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. My son said, Daddy, I don't wanna go to school, cause the teacher's a jerk. He must think I'm a fool, and all the kids smoke reefer. I think it'd be cheaper if I just got a job, learn to be a street sweeper. I dance to the beat, shuffle my feet, wear a shirt and tie, and run with the creeps. Cause it's all about money, ain't a damn thing funny. You got to have a con in this land of milk and honey. They pushed that girl in front of the train, took her to the doctor, sewed her arm on again. Stabbed that man right in his heart. Gave him a transplant for a brand new start. I can't walk through the park cause it's crazy after dark. Keep my hand on my gun cause they got me on the run. I feel like an outlaw, broke my last glass jaw. Hear them say, you want some more? Living on a seesaw. Don't push me cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Say what? It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. God is smiling on you, but he's frowning too, because only God knows what you'll go through. You'll grow in the ghetto, living second rate, and your eyes will sing a song of deep hate. The places you play and where you stay looks like one great big alleyway. You'll admire all the number book takers, thugs, pimps, and pushers, and the big money makers, driving big cars, spending 20s and 10s, and you wanna grow up to be just like them. Smugglers, scramblers, burglars, gamblers, pickpocket peddlers, even panhandlers. You say I'm cool, I'm no fool, but then you wind up dropping out of high school. Now you're unemployed, all non-void, walking around like your pretty boy Floyd. Turned stick-up kid, but look what you done did. Got sent up for an 8-year bid. Now your manhood is took and you're a Maytag. Spend the next 2 years as an undercover fag, being used and abused to serve like hell. Till one day you was found hung dead in the cell. It was plain to see that your life was lost. You was cold and your body swung back and forth. But now your eyes sing the sad, sad song of how you lived so fast and died so young. So don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Yo, Mel, you see that girl, man?
Yeah, man.
Yo, that sound like Cowboy, man.
Cool.
Yo, what's up, money?
Yo.
Hey, where's Field and Raheem, man?
They upstairs cooling out.
So what's up for the night, y'all?
Yo, we can go down to the fever, man.
Go check out Junebug, man. Hey, yo, you know that girl Betty? Yeah, man. My mom got balls, man. What? Yeah, she got hurt. What just happened? What the hell?
Fire free, don't nobody move nothing. Y'all know what this is. Get 'em up.
Get him up, man. We down with Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
What is that, a gang?
No.
Shut up. I don't want to hear your mouth. Yo, officer, what's the problem?
You the problem. You the problem.
Yo, you ain't got to get in the car. Get in the car. Get in the car. I said get in the car.
Why is you so fast?
What? Yeah, just give me a shout and I'll go. Anyway, this is a new segment that I'm doing with RT, and it's going to be all about hip hop, specifically real hip hop, classic hip hop, history of hip hop, artists, you know, all that stuff. So we did do one of these the other day, a recording, but unfortunately it was sabotaged, so you know we're having to do it again, but you know we're not going to be stopped. So yeah, I just want to go on with what we're doing. So last time I was talking about things that got me into hip hop and how I got into hip hop. Basically it all started when I heard The Message by Melly Mel, and that was the song that got me into hip hop. You know, I was pretty young, and I heard it by chance on a CD that my family had got, and it was like a compilation CD. It had a few R&B songs on, you know, and a few other songs. But ever since I heard that song, I've been hooked on hip hop and rap music. And that's been you know, that's pretty much a wrap from then on. You know, I've just been into the not just the rapping, the graffiti, the culture, all that shit. So you know, it's that's how it started for me. Because before I heard that song, I pretty much didn't like any music at all. I hadn't heard any music I liked. I actually disliked music. That was the song which really started a love affair with hip-hop and music. And, you know, it showed me that the thing that blew my mind about that song was just how different it was to anything I'd heard before. Instead of songs about love, about, you know, stuff that didn't really, I'm not saying it doesn't appeal to me, but it just wasn't really, you know, it wasn't interesting to listen to, and it wasn't, you know, describing the life I was living. But when I heard, you know, The Message, I was like, oh, this is a song about someone struggling. This is a song about, you know, someone's emotions, what they've experienced. I'd never heard that in music before. I was like, yo, man, this shit is, you know, I didn't know what to think. You know, when you're hearing lyrics like, you know, don't put that chorus with don't push me because I'm close to the edge, I'm trying not to lose my head. You know, all that stuff and the kind of message of the song, like when he describes, you know, how there's a strike at the station and, you know, there's all kind of things like broken glass everywhere, people sitting on the station and they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise, got money demons on it, I've got no choice. You know, all these kind of, the way he describes what he's seeing, you know, where he's like, got my hand on my gun because they got me on the run, and all that kind of, you know, descriptions and just daily things that this guy was going through. You can picture, you know, what was going on in New York and other places. The kind of music at the time wasn't really talking about. And, you know, that's what I like about hip-hop. It just can express what you're going through, your troubles, your joys, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, it's like, that was what got me into hip-hop. And now, you know, that was what started kind of, I don't know, it was like, after I listened to that song, I wasn't really into hip-hop, but it's like it was meant to be. You know, I started going through some troubled times, and then I started listening to hip-hop more, and I was like, yo, man, this stuff is helping. You know, it's helping me stay positive and, you know, helping me to focus on what I needed to do to make my life better and what not to do. And hip-hop as a, you know, as an art form has done that for me. It's helped me get out of a lot of bad situations in my life. But yeah, man. You know, I'm an artist myself as well. You know, I've made a few albums. Currently, I've just got an album mastered. You know, I rap on boom bap and G-funk, mostly boom bap though. I don't really fuck with the new shit. The grasshopper beats, I can't deal with that. You know, when I say grasshopper beats, I mean the trap sound, you know, I can't deal with that, you know. So I don't rap on any of that. It's all about the, you know, the lyrics, beats, and they got to work. You know, both of them have got to work. If one's missing, in my opinion, if one's missing, it's not a decent song. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. You know, I never thought at the time before I started rapping that I would be a rapper. I didn't think I could do it, but I don't know. It just kind of happened, and it started off as like a hobby, and it began as like a way to vent my frustration, and then it kind of went from there. And at some point I'll definitely play a track of mine or two that I've done. So yeah, man, it's like, you know, the last time we were talking, we were discussing certain topics, certain you know, certain facts about hip-hop and hip-hop artists, especially facts that a lot of people don't know. For instance, that one, most people know Tupac was from New York originally, but they don't know his original MC name was MC New York. And that was one of the things we mentioned, you know. So even though it was sabotaged, I can remember, you know, pretty much all the things I was talking about on the call I did last time. But yeah, we were discussing, you know, decent albums and all kinds of stuff like that. I wondered. Oh, actually, no, you wanted to speak about that story another time, didn't you, about the Smooth B thing? I'll let you do that another time. I was going to bring that up because last time we were speaking, you know, we were talking about a story, you know, R.T. had with the rapper Smooth B, you know, but I think we'll maybe do that on the next recording. Yeah, man, this call is like going to be about all kinds of things. For instance, the albums that I kind of slept on, and the artists that I slept on. You know, I think we need to kind of bring them to light and, just maybe put on the spotlight some of the music that we listen to. For instance, I've been listening to a fair bit of hip hop again recently. Started listening to a blend tape. For those that don't know, it's basically I think it's mostly a New York thing where it was like a tape where you would take an ordinary sounding song, then you would put a hip hop beat on it and blend it and then beat match it on the decks, and then you could basically remix the song to the beat playing with the older song, which I thought was a very clever idea. Simple but clever, so you could completely change a song around and make it sound different. Yeah, for those that are interested, I don't know if you can get this tape anymore. I downloaded it a few years ago, but it was called Grandmaster Vic Old School Blend, I think. I don't know the year, but that's the one I was listening to. And kind of a few artists that have done this kind of thing of Ron G, Dog Time. There's many more DJs that have done this, and it's interesting. Yeah, man. We were talking last time about the controversies and the things that have gone on with artists and abilities of what may have happened. So, there's a lot of that in hip hop, and we're talking also about how dodgy the music industry is and how they manipulate artists, how they will promote certain things for a political agenda. And fortunately right now, the state of rap music and hip hop has really deteriorated the last 10 years. And there's still some good artists in the underground. But, it's like they are trying to basically suppress what hip hop is, warp it, turn it into something else. But all of my tracks are about the real hip hop. It's all about things I've seen, things I've experienced, life, struggles, combat, all that kind of stuff. It's all in hip hop music. It's a very powerful music. It's like warrior music. So it's something that people don't like, but they don't want people getting empowered or spreading messages or stuff like that. So they try to basically dumb it down, keep it under control. It's like anything, they try to keep it under control. Obviously, hip hop will not be kept under control. It's too wild for that. So there'll always be people like me that are making the real hip hop. Yeah, it's like I'll just discuss a few albums that I like to start things off for this call. So probably my favorite 90s album would be the Infamous by Mobb D. That's probably my favorite boom bap hip hop album. It's very gritty, very serious album, but the beats kind of shine because it's like a very almost, I don't know, the beats are very different. That they sound different to any other kind of hip hop album that I listen to. And the lyrical content is very powerful. It puts you in the positions of the artist. And it's one of the best hip hop albums in my opinion. And it's probably my favorite one from New York. But there's many more. I've been listening to a bit of Biggie Smalls again recently. Been listening to the demo tapes, which are again very interesting in their own right. The demo tapes of Biggie Smalls and also Mobb Deep and many other artists. I think I listened to a while ago. I listened to the Wu-Tang demo tapes. And demo tapes are always a very interesting thing to listen to. because you can kind of get in the head of the artist and what they were going through at the time, and a way of, seeing, by listening, kind of the workings of what made the classic album. It's interesting. Yeah, there's also a lot of underground artists that, need to be exposed and from there. I've been listening to a few. The Winter, I was listening to Brain Sick Mob, which are affiliates of Groove Home. I'm sure most people know. And, they have a lot of good tracks. There's a lot of underground stuff from the 90s that, worth listening to. Need to get my MP3 player to go through some albums I've been listening to, just for, just to talk about them, because, it's worth talking about, so I'll have to find it, so give me a second. That I was listening to recently was a West Coast one, which was by a rapper called Am Banks, and it was called The Big Badass, and that's a decent album, different to a lot of the boom bap stuff, but a decent album in its own right, and yeah man, there's a lot of stuff that I talked about last time that we kind of got into a lot of topics, relating to certain artists, and I guess certain people didn't like what we were talking about. But I guess that's a thing for another time. I don't know if you want to mention anything about your love of hip-hop R.T. If you want, feel free to speak.
No doubt, man. I mean, I got a plethora of artists, man. It's like you said, man, it's difficult to pinpoint just one or two, man. But I try to, keep it at least from the top 25. You know what I mean? I got a lot of favorite artists, man. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just limit to the classic top 5, and number 5 would be, for me, KRS-One. Number 4 would be of all time, Rakim. Then you have the 3, 2, 1. 3 would be DMX. 2 would be Tupac, and 1 would be Mortal Technique.
Yeah, that's a good choice. I mean, the Boogie Down Productions album, that's a classic, the first one. And yeah, man, it's crazy what happened to the guy that produced that, man. Basically, someone got lucky. They were firing off a rooftop and they hit him apparently from a long distance away with a small caliber weapon. It's very unfortunate that he got hit. It's just, it's crazy, man. It's the shit that goes on, and and there's a lot of bad stuff that happens in hip hop that unfortunately, gets the spotlight, but there's more good stuff that goes on than bad stuff. But there's always been people that see hip hop as a threat and try to, out of envy or jealousy or something like that, they try to kind of put a clamp on people's dreams and ideas. Yeah, man, it's like I'm the same. I don't really have an all-time favorite artist or kind of thing, but I have rappers that I listen to, and rappers that I don't listen to anymore if they fell off or changed styles or something I don't like. I like quite a few. Redman, DMX. Again, I like DMX, Nas, Prodigy, you know, Black Moon. Well, they're not an ice, but crew, you know, Smith and Wesson, all the groups that I listened to in the past. People Without Shoes, that guy's more underground. There's so many, you know, I can list that I've been listening to. It's just the album I was listening to recently. It was an album that was kind of left on the shelf.
What influenced you, in your opinion, from the song "The Message" with Melly Mel, Grandmaster Flash, and the Furious Five? Like, what do you feel personified to you what hip hop was, that put a picture in your mind's eye as he was rhyming and dropping those lyrics, man? Like, what do you think got to you that were like, oh shit, man, what the hell did this guy just do? You know what I mean? Like, what was it that intrigued you about it?
I think it was just how different it was, and how he was talking about things that were going on in his life, and it was like you could see the New York streets, you could see what he was seeing in the song. You know, in the song that he was saying, it was like he was telling a story, and you could see it in your mind's eye. That, you know, you could see like the situations he was describing, like you could see, you know, the buildings, the people he was having confrontations with, the drama, all that kind of stuff, and that's what kind of blew my mind. Because last time I was saying on the on the call that was sabotaged, saying it's like you know, it taught me, that song taught me that life can be no joke. You know, like when you're a kid, you're kind of taught, at least I was, that everything's pretty, you know, that you're not going to have any trouble, you're not going to have any drama, and everything's going to work out. Because a lot of the time your family don't want to, you know, kind of prepare. Well, it's not that they don't want to prepare, it's that they don't want to expose you to any negativity or any reality showing negativity. But that song, it showed me that the world can be a serious place, you know, and I think some people would be like, oh, that's a bad thing, children shouldn't know these things, but that song made me more prepared to deal with situations I would face down the line, and it showed me, it was like saying, yo, world is cool, but just be careful. You know what I'm saying? It was like the message of the song was just, that's pretty much what it is. It's like saying, you know, this is what can happen to people if they're exposed to, you know, bad situations and they don't deal with it the right way. So to me, it was a powerful song. I mean, at the time, I didn't understand a lot of the lyrics, but I understood the basic gist of it, of what the guy was trying to say. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, be careful what you do, man, because, you know, if you slip, you know, you might not be able to get out of that situation. So that song really just, you know, opened my mind to kind of the truth of the reality of what can happen out there. You know what I mean?
Right. Now let me ask you this, Jay. How did that particular song influence your way of rhyming?
Right. I think it made me more go down the storytelling approach in lyrics a lot of the time. It made me want to kind of detail things I've seen, things that have happened, or just stories of fictionalized things that can basically, you know, paint a picture of things that have happened or could happen and stuff like that. So it kind of made me, it was like it was the first rap song I ever heard, but it was like the first storytelling rap song I heard. And that's pretty much my favorite hip hop, where I can see a story or an event that's happening, and you know, when you can see it like in your mind's eye, like you're actually there, that was the kind of thing I enjoyed from that, and that's probably what it put into my lyrics is the want to paint a picture and stuff like that, and show what's going on in the world, show the stuff that people want to pretend doesn't happen, and not all the negativity. It's got to be balanced with positivity, but you can't be all positive and positive when there's negativity out there, because it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? And that this society, I think now, has a problem where we will quickly act like there's not a problem when there is a problem, and the society will just kind of pretend there isn't a problem. And this kind of music, it doesn't paint, it doesn't sugarcoat things. It just shows you what's going on, and I think that's one of the main things that it brought to my rhyming and my art form, and what I want to do with it. It's kind of what it did.
What was your favorite verse off of that particular track?
Not the
like
verse, but the chorus.
How I keep from going under. That's the chorus.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite bit, because it was like, at the time when I was a kid, I was getting angry. I was having to deal with people messing with me, bullying in school and such like that. So that chorus, resonated with me. Don't push me, because I'm close to this edge. That kind of shit was like, yo, man, I can relate to how that guy's feeling, because when you're constantly being annoyed or agitated, it's like you kind of get to the point where you blow up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I could relate to that song, was because it kind of showed me that, there's people out there who feel the same way. They're going through a lot of shit, and show you, it's like, it just made me,
What did you think of the video, as far as like all those MCs together? You know what I'm saying? Because that's technically the first time we saw all those MCs, together in one shot like that.
I don't think I've ever seen the video for that song. I didn't know there was one.
Video. You never seen the video for it?
I didn't know there was a video for that.
Yeah, bro. What I'm going to do
is the White Lines video.
Box, I'm going to put it in there. So that way you could see it, and everyone else could see it by clicking the link when I put it up in there.
Yeah, I didn't know
it. That's been up, man. That's like one of the first videos ever made on hip-hop. Not the first video, but one of the first videos. Technically, the first video made that I know of is the Sugar Hill Gang. That they were in like a discotheque, like a pub, something like that.
All right. Yeah,
to the hibbity don't stop. That shit. Remember that?
Yeah, that's how the first hip hop song. One of them.
1979, Sugar Hill Gang.
That's going back. Like to the real old school shit. Like Special Ed. That's one of my favorite rappers actually, for the really old school. Had his first album called, I can't remember his name, man, but
you know what it is too, Nate, that I have to keep in mind, and the listeners have to keep in mind, that your old school is like the early 90s, because you're younger. You're like in your 20s and in your your late 20s.
So listen to the real old school, like 80s though. It's like that album. I can't remember the album. The song on it is that I've Got It Made, and then that one where he's on a hovercraft. That's the
that song.
Think about it. That one. That's a good joint of it. I think the track's called something else.
Boy Gilbert Gottfried in there. I think it was Gilbert Gottfried, or no, it wasn't Gilbert Gottfried. It was that other guy, man. He was that old white guy with glasses. I forgot his name. I don't know.
That's it. Yeah. I know.
He's
I know.
Character. He's like a real comic type of guy. They used him as the, I guess as the person that was the villain or some shit like that.
Yeah, almost like a James Bond villain kind of thing. Yeah, that was filled with the hovercraft as well when he was going.
That shit was dope though. That shit was hot.
Yeah,
that was original too. That was like an original idea to do it that way.
Yeah, I can't think of any other hip hop songs with the hovercraft in. There's that other one. Probably I Got It Made. That's one of my favorites, if not my favorite one that he's done. And then there's the Mission. That's a good one too. This
is not a mission, no small time thing.
That's it, yeah.
This is a mission, not a small time thing.
I remember the lyrics, but I remember that.
I don't remember all the lyrics either, man. I just remember bits and pieces and shit. Like when he was fighting he said the tiger style, the shit was wild. I broke wild and put a knife in his gut. Mr. Wayne said boom and bowed and said what? Some shit. Yo, it was ill though, because how he connected it was like he was fighting the dude. He tried to stab him, it didn't work. He tried to pull a gun and he caught the bullet in his tooth, spit it out, some shit like that. It was ill though how he did it, man. But Slim was dope. At that time, like his shit was considered innovative, man. His rhyming style was considered innovative. And then on top of that, you know, he had like this pretty boy kind of like vibe going. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of people slept on him because they thought, oh, he's a pretty boy nigga or whatever. But he was ill though. He was an ill MC, man. So he took a lot of people down, like as far as like rap battles and shit like that. He was nice. I don't know what happened, you know what I mean, but
yeah, he kind of looked like a skinny, frail dude, but lyrically he was a good rapper, man.
Yeah.
He did that joint with
he had like LL Cool J vibe. You know what I'm saying? With girls, like girls was like feeling that dude back then. So he had like this pretty boy image because of that. So then people started thinking he wasn't, you know, like that nice or whatever. That he had like girlfriends only and shit like that. But that shit was not true at all, man. That dude had lyrical talent, for real.
Yeah, like he made some songs later down the line. That Crooklyn. He was on that. I think he was on both actually. Crooklyn joint stuff from that film. Yeah, bookshop. I know it had people from Smith and Wesson on it. I don't remember the lyrics now. I can't remember it, but that's a good track. Both of them.
What about Black Moon?
Oh, Black Moon, yeah. I'm glad you mentioned them because I was listening to them a weeks ago. Enter the Stage. That's a dope album.
That's one of the dopest albums ever made.
Yeah, that's a hot album.
That beat was ill.
I know the one you mean.
That bass was really crazy, man. Yo, when you turn that shit up, that shit was super loud, dude. That bass was crazy. That shit right there, you would hear that shit like floors down. You would be coming up. If somebody had that track on, you would hear it literally from like the 9th floor all the way down. You could hear that beat. That beat was nuts, man.
I know the one you mean. You're on about the remix of what's it called? The one where it's like a frosty night and he's on like a.
Oh, that's my favorite joint, man. I got you open.
That's it. Yeah, that's
I woke up in the morning, hopped the train, and saw my man. He had an L in his hand. What? That shit's dope.
And that other one. I don't remember the name of the damn song. The one where it goes, it's your pilot, bookshop, we're taking you 50,000 feet. What's that one?
I don't remember that one, but I think I kind of have an idea what you're talking about. Oh,
that's it.
He's still
Come Down, that's it. That's a good one. That's got like a smooth beat, but lyrically it's kind of hardcore. Yeah, that album's ill, man. That's a decent album. They didn't really make any other after that, did they? That had the same kind of effect?
I don't think they did, man. After, like you said, not with the same type of effect and whatnot.
Yeah.
What about Smith & Wesson?
Yeah, they're good. I haven't listened to their album, I don't think. I listened to a mixtape of theirs, but that's kind of classic joints, huh? They're good.
Who else?
I can't remember now.
That's all good, man. Don't worry about it. You know what it probably is, Jay? That these fools are hitting you with some stuff. I don't want to get into it too much, man, because, you know, this call is your call, and it's about let's talk hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about.
Yeah, well,
you already know when I said that, right?
Yeah.
That's probably
there's always something going on.
Call, but just try to keep your focus, man, because I know to you, hip hop is your first love, man. You know what I mean? So just try to keep that focus with that, and don't let them try to snatch that from you as far as mentally, because that's what they're trying. You know, I remember when you were dropping one of your rhymes, man, through your album that you sent me, and it was something to do with a. Damn, I think it was with a gun, some shit with a Lock Boy. I think it was Glock Boy.
Oh yeah.
And you
that was a Soldier Boy did.
Top of your dome, because that's your own joint.
I can't remember the lyrics off the top of my dome, unfortunately. But that's how it is, man. I don't know what it is, but I can't remember the lyrics very well that I've written down. I can, some of them, but off the top of my dome, a lot of the time, I can't remember them. I'll try and remember the lyrics to that.
Right, don't worry about it, man. It's all good, man. It's moving on, man. Moving on.
Yeah, I'll think of some other ones.
What are your thoughts on DMX?
DMX?
Yeah,
he's good, man. I haven't listened to much of his albums, but I've listened to a lot of his songs on online mixtapes and stuff. Yeah, man, he has his own unique kind of style and way of doing things. Definitely one of the best rappers out there. A force to be reckoned with, sure, man. Any rapper going against him, I don't know what kind of beef he's had or anything like that, but yeah, man, he's a good rapper. I know at the time also we were talking about cannabis.
Oh, right.
That's another rapper that's slept on.
Is one of the illest lyricists of all time in my book, man. You know, even though he went through what he went through with disaster and all that, we got our own opinions on that. We're not going to get into it on this call. You already know what time it is. But I most definitely feel that cannabis is one of the illest MCs of all time, man. It's just the way he put shit together, you know what I mean? Like, I never heard nobody put shit together the way he did with the flow that he had. You know, the 16 bars joint that he dropped that other time, man. I think it was on DJ Clue's album. That shit was bananas. And then one that brought him up on the map, that put him on the map through Hot 97 via DJ Clue, was that shit about, you know, I revolve around the earth twice without refueling once. There's too many categories for cannabis to fit in. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
That's it. I speak in frequencies. Dogs will have trouble hearing. Cannabis is the lyrical version of German engineering raw metaphors. Keep you high for months. Fly around the earth twice without refueling runs. And there's too many categories that I fit in when it comes to spitting. Because I'm
overqualified for the position, guided, lyrical hybrid, creating scripts so sick, I gotta arm wrestle my pen to write it. Don't get excited, because if I ever catch you wanna please bite it, we're gonna be fist fighting. So motherfuckers, what you want? I got the shotgun pump. You feeling like a frog, nigga, then jump. I possess the lyrical ammo to battle any of you warm-blooded mammals to shambles. I make examples to you to eat that whole mouth of your crew. The type of MC you can outdo. I battle you on the net. I battle you in the flesh. I battle you over the phone. You could call me collect. I battle you for the respect. I battle you over a blank check. I battle you with a gun in my neck. I'll batter you juggling a hand grenade with the pin out. In a stolen car with the VIN number ripped out, drinking a Guinness stout. Doing a 360 spin out.
Yeah, that's the same,
and that's just like one, B. You know what I'm saying? Just one of his many fucking ill verses, man.
Yeah, that's gotta be one of the best verses in hip hop, full on.
Hands down. I remember you brought up the thing with the Eminem versus Cannabis or some shit like that.
Yeah, I was just saying how, you know, how Eminem tries to play down Cannabis like he's a joke or something on a lot of his songs. I was like, I have respect for Eminem and I like his music. Well, his older shit. I'm not a big fan of his new shit, to be honest, but, you know, he kind of went on like a satanic kind of vibe. But, yeah, man, like, he kind of played Cannabis. He made that skit where he went like, I'm Cannabis, you know, like, you know what I mean, on one of his albums. It's like trying to play Cannabis like he's a whack rapper and like he's got no skills. Or he's a chump or something, but nah, man, it's like, probably funny, but I think Cannabis could destroy Eminem if he wanted to, man, and he did it right. Definitely is a match for Eminem, equally as good. In some ways better. In some ways, with the intelligence behind his lyrics, I would say he's actually a better rapper than Eminem in that sense. Like the kind of stuff he comes out with is like scientific, you know what I mean? It's like some of the shit he comes out with, I have to research what the fuck he's talking about, you know what I mean? Because I've never heard of it. You know,
I'll tell you this much, a lot of people sleep on him and they think he's some regular like street thug or what have you. That dude graduated from DeVry, bro. That's a technical institute. He graduated from DeVry. You know what I'm saying? With a degree from there, bro. So that alone shows his intelligence through his rhymes, B. Makes mad sense.
Yeah, like he constantly rhymes about, you know, stuff like singularities or, you know, scientific shit like that, you know, lasers or shit that I've never heard of a lot of the time. I'm like, yo, what are you even talking about, man?
Right.
Clever shit, like, you know, all the shit he is rapping about is real shit, you know. I think one of my favourite rhymes, it's more of a basic rhyme, but just the image in my head made me laugh, is where he says, I go to the Washington statues with high-power lasers and carve my own face on all of their faces or something like that. Like, yo, man, only Cannabis could come out with something like that. You know what I mean? It's just, I mean, lyrically it's not complex, that one, but just the image in my head, like, yo, man, no one else thought of that shit. Only Cannabis could think of something like that.
That is true, because he has like his own class by himself, man. He's in his guy's own category.
Yeah, man, and he's still going today. Not as famous as back then, but, you know, he's still making songs and stuff like that. I know last time we
went to the military, came back out and shit. One thing that we spoke on the last call that got sabotaged, man, was when I had brought up to you, what were your thoughts on how and why his albums always seem to get, you know, bombed and trashed? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say it was his production. When White Clef came over and kind of like took him under his wing, kind of fucked up his production, you know, shit like that. The beats, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've heard a few people say the beats on his albums aren't very good. Personally, it might be deliberate, but I don't know, maybe it's just he got, I don't know, a bad choice of producers or chose bad beats, but whatever the case may be, I think it's not just that. I think it's, you know, he's kind of slept on all the whole publicity with, because LL Cool J is a more famous rapper, so maybe a lot of people that are fans of Cool J or have not heard of Cannabis but heard of Cool J, I'd be like, he's just another, you know, bullshit rapper trying to challenge LL Cool J. And in reality, you know, he's one of the illest rappers ever, man.
Right.
So he's like one of the illest rappers ever that no one's heard of, man. Hardly anyone's heard of him unless you're a true hip-hop head. Like, everyone's heard of LL Cool J, Tupac, Biggie Smalls, you know, hardly anyone's heard of Canada. You know what I'm saying? unless you're a real, hardcore hip-hop head and into the underground and all that stuff, then you will have heard of him and listened to him, you know what I'm saying? But he should have more fame for his skills, you know what I mean? I think the reason he doesn't have more fame is because he's not the kind of guy that play the game, you know what I mean? He's not the kind of guy that they could say, right, Cannabis, we want you to make an album about this or that. He'd be like, nah, fuck that, I'm going to do it my way, you know what I'm saying? I could just imagine it, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And I also feel he got blackballed after that with LL J, man. You know how it goes, you know what I'm saying? You know how he got pulled in the industry. He's been in the industry for over 40 years at this point, man. You know what I'm saying? And, he pulled some strings, talked to some heads, and made that happen. He blackballed them. That's what I feel, man. You know?
Definitely, yeah. I should think he tried that. Like, that's how music industry tends to work. Like, they'll try and control, stuff that they want, stuff that they don't want, and, it's like, the stuff Cannabis comes out with isn't really the kind of stuff like the mainstream music industry would like, being promoted, because it's different, man, and it's uncontrollable. That style of his is like, yo, no one's gonna control what I say. I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna speak do it my way. And I guess they didn't like that. They saw it as a threat, and they tried to, shut that shit down. And especially with them going after LL, they're probably like, we can't have that. You know what I'm saying? They decided to shut that shit down, or minimize him is the word. That's how they do it. And like, they try to minimize you, they'll put you off. It's like shadow banning, you know what I mean? It's like they probably shadow banned him from the music industry. You know what I mean? Where they make it look like you're not banned, but they ban you. It's like the kind of shit they do, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, definitely one of the best rappers ever.
Hands down. No doubt about that. Let me ask you this, Jay, at this point, man. So we get a little bit of what we had on the first call, on this call, man. As far as the UK rappers, the grime that's out there that you put me up on, you know what I'm saying? What are some of your favorite UK grime hip-hop artists from out there? And what are, like, blend tapes, if you don't mind going into that during the segment now?
Yeah, so, grime is like a style of rap. It's not classed as hip-hop. I would say it is hip-hop. It's just kind of like a different style of hip-hop, but without hip-hop, grime wouldn't exist. You know what I mean? It's like, people would say, oh, grime's related to reggae, not hip-hop, but I'm like, nah, definitely related to hip-hop. There's elements of reggae in there, but the rapping and all that shit, comes from hip-hop. I don't care what no one says. But yeah, man, it's like a style of UK music where the beats are kind of different to the US or other hip-hop styles. That they tend to be faster or more electronic based, but not always electronic. And the style of rapping is quite different. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of different to what you'd be used to listening to US hip-hop or New York hip-hop. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all it is. And there's a lot of different artists, like, for instance, going on to Wiley, which is probably the most famous grime artist. He recently had a beef with a rapper in the UK called Stormzy. And Stormzy's like the mainstream. If this was Cannabis and LL, Stormzy would beat LL. You know what I'm saying? Because
okay.
Yeah, Stormzy's like he's not a bad rapper, but he's like the mainstream kind of poster boy of the minute in the UK. And he's not a bad rapper by any means. I don't feel his shit personally, because it's more mainstream orientated. But I don't know what happened, but they got involved with some kind of beef. And, Wiley made a load of diss tracks to Stormzy. Probably more, because I haven't followed it since the start of the year, because I've been distracted with the virus and all that stuff going on. But yeah, they were having like a beat, and tracks coming out were good, man, like from both sides. But I have to say, Wiley's were the, lyrically better and harder hitting. Yeah, man, that's an artist
Off the
to
top
check
of your
out.
phone,
There's
can you name a
several
couple of those
quality-
tracks right now from each artist that you find are like one of the best or the illest in your book?
Say that again.
Can you put on the record, in your perspective, right? Like, which are the illest ones from Wiley? Like, if you could name 2 or 3 tracks from each of them, from Storm and Wiley, which would be your top 3 that you feel like, yo, these are bangers? You know what I mean?
Stormzy, I don't know, because like I said, I'm not really a fan of Stormzy, so I've not really listened to his music that much. But Wiley, I'd have to say my favourite Wiley song is probably Stormy Weather. That's probably my favourite song.
Okay.
It's got like a hard-hitting beat. It's almost like a hip-hop boom bap beat. And it's just a good song overall. That's probably personally my favourite one. Yeah, man, there's several more that I probably can't remember that I've listened to. But that's off the top of the dome the one that I like the most that he's probably done. Yeah, I was listening to an album because he's in a crew called Boy Better Know, I think. I know that. That's a different guy, but I think he's affiliated. I was listening to yeah, he definitely is because he was on the mixtape. I was listening to a mixtape in the winter called Tunnel Vision Volume 1. That was a lot of good tracks on it.
Yeah, you had brought that up in the last call. You had brought up that Tunnel Vision. What is that? What's that Tunnel Vision?
It's just like a mixtape with different artists on, and by a crew called Boy Better Know, which is like a grime crew. It's like a rap crew, and they've got some good stuff. Like there's, I'm trying to think the other. There's the guy from that. JME. He's from Boy Better Know. I think Wiley is linked to them. Yeah. So there's JME. I'm trying to list the artists last time. JME, Kano, Skepta. I'm trying to remember all the artists I've listed last time, but my mind's kind of Ghetto, the guy, what's his name? I can see his face, man, in my head, but I can't remember his damn name, man.
That's all right, don't even worry about it.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
I
Right. What is a blend tape, and how is it made? What is it made up of?
alright.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so blend tape is basically, a style of mixtape where, you'll get like an ordinary song. For instance, like say it's usually R&B songs, like a slow kind of song, and then you'll get like a hip hop beat, and you'll completely remix it by blending. That's where the word blend comes from. You'll blend the hip hop beat with the R&B song. So that's like it's like a basic way of remixing, and if it's done right, it sounds pretty dope, man. You wouldn't know it was a mix of tracks because it almost sounds like a proper remix if it's done correct. Or mixing the track.
You know what it sounds like you're describing to me? It sounds like a combination of a mashup. It's like some sort of a mashup.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like kind of mixing 2 tracks together, and then I think the main difference is it's like the sole purpose is to do it to every track, where you'll have lots of different tracks, but you'll have classic hip hop beat mixed in to the song. So you might have like a Michael Jackson song or something like that, and you'll have the hip hop beat onto that song. and then it's like a remix of that song. You know what I mean? So that's like a style of mixtape that was done in the 90s, and you know, I don't think it's really done anymore. Well, I think there's still guys that do it, but mostly, you know, was done like with days of tapes and cassettes and stuff like that. It's something
there was a DJ out here from New York. I think he's from the East Side, and he went by DJ Ray, Double R. And I still have one of his albums, man, and he did more or less what you were talking about. Like, he would have 3 turntables going with 3 different classic soul R&B records, and then he'll put a hip-hop beat over it and shit like that. That shit sounded fucking dope. Because he had 3 DJ turntables going at the same time. And he had, like, an instrumental hip-hop beat, then he had, like, an R&B, like, soul type of classic song, and then he had, like, vocals on the third one, some shit like that. And then he would mix the two and then blend them. That's what I guess you mean by blending.
Yeah, that's it. They blend it up, and you have the beat, the R&B song or whatever song you want, and then you just blend them together. You know how they do it. I remember the guy I was trying to remember the name of now. It's Kano. That guy's a good rapper from the UK. That's K, you know, like a kicking K with A-N-O. Yeah, man, there's lots of different rappers. I just can't remember the name of them all off the top of my head, you know. I kind of go into like my database in my head. But, yeah, man.
We got time for that, man. As far as your call, man, we're going to have plenty of time to create and, you know, create categories and genres of what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I know you didn't really want to go too much onto Puffy, but I think it's worth talking about how, you know, certain things he did affected artists, you know, like the Locks, and how they pretty much rebelled against him when he was trying to make them, you know, into like this chiggy kind of, you know, shiny suit kind of style, and they were like, nah, man, we're not doing that.
They had him wearing shiny suits and whatnot. I remember that.
Yeah.
He ended up jerking them crazy. It was a contract. And Jada, Shamik, and I think Styles P. They were taking them to court and all that, and I think they lost. Not 100, but I think they recouped something, but it wasn't what they were deserving of. You know what I'm saying? But they recouped a little something. Guess it's better than nothing, but, you know, that shows, like, you know, there's a lot of cats in the music industry, especially the hip-hop industry specifically, talking about him, that they've done him, you know, by him, got done dirty.
Yeah.
Like, he's a snake in the grass type of cat. A lot of people have said that, you know what I'm saying? So that's not a secret, you know?
Yeah. It's just to reiterate for the people that maybe aren't, you know, hip-hop heads that think, you know, he's a good artist, or, you know, he cares for the people he's looked after. It's like, nah, man. There's a lot of shady things.
Not for nothing, Jay. What is your plan as far as the album? You said you were done with the album, so what's the latest with that, man? When can we expect for you to have that shit ready to go? Hear a couple of tracks off.
All the tracks are done. It just needs, you know, ordering, as in which tracks are going to go in the right order, and maybe, you know, an album cover. All the tracks are ready to go. So I could play one of those next week. Definitely.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it's like I've got all of them mastered. I mean, this album was in the works from 2017, so it's like 3 years in the works. This album I've been recording now, I mean, this isn't even the newest album, actually. It's like, you know, I've got an album that I've been recording in 2019, 2020, and I've got about maybe nearly 10 tracks for that. And that's a different kind of album to the one that's just been done, because the one that's just been done was kind of a different style to what I've done before. It's more of a kind of West Coast G-funk type of style in the beats and everything like that, which, you know,
Okay.
I prefer
You say
the back
G-funk,
style.
referring to like Warren G and Nate Dogg, like regulate?
Yeah, like that kind of style is like, you know, Snoop Dogg or, you know, the beat wise anyway, not lyrically necessarily, but beat wise it's like Snoop Dogg, you know, DG Knockout and Drester, or, you know, stuff like that.
Some smoothed out type of vibe, type of beat, right?
Some of it's not necessarily. Some of it's hardcore street stuff. Some of it's smooth. Some of it is kind of in the middle. So it's like it's not all smooth, kind of smooth, happy sounding West Coast joints. There's like some of it is the hardcore, because there's a hardcore side to the West Coast music too, which is different to the East Coast hardcore sound. So it's more, the thing with their music is it's more funk based. It's more slap style beat. So it's like that, like that. And it's not so much the, you know, the kind of heavy drums and shit that the East Coast has. But it goes hard, man. If you there's some hardcore West Coast shit as well. But East Coast is my thing. Like style wise.
I know that you a hip hop head like me, so I know that what you're saying and shit is coming from a sincere place, man. I trust your judgment, man. Yeah, so to close up the call, like, what do you feel would be your best album of all time? If you could pick one, I know it's difficult, but if you were to be able to choose one album that you considered that was made a masterpiece, you know what I'm saying? Who?
My personal favorite definitely be the Infamous. That's my favorite hip hop album. It's just got everything that I like in hip hop. It's got storytelling, hardcore beats.
I didn't hear what you said.
Samples.
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said.
My favorite, I think. My second.
Who was it that you said? I didn't hear it.
Oh, it was the Infamous.
Oh, you talk about My People.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite hip hop album of all time.
Okay.
If I had to choose any that I could, you know, if someone said you're not allowed, you can't have any hip hop album but one. Say if that's in jail or something, and you know they said you can have one hip hop album, I'd be like, yo, I'll have the Infamous, because that, you know, that's my favorite album, I think, of all.
Okay.
The East Coast. I've yet to hear anything better from the East Coast or West Coast, in my opinion, that's better than that. It's just got everything, and it's just got, you know, storytelling. It's got, you know, the beats. Just the beats just unique, man. Like the beats on that album are a lot different to other, you know, 90s albums from the time. Samples are dope. The beats are dope. The lyrics are dope. The atmosphere is dope. It's just, it pushes you there in that position, and you know, you get the, it's almost like being with them, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I like a hip hop album to do. It like push you with the artist, you know what I mean? And kind of visualize what's going on.
Right.
Have you heard of an album, I was needing to mention, have you heard of an album by a rapper called A+, called The Latchkey Child?
I've heard of A+, but I haven't heard the album. I heard he's a younger cat, right? He's a younger dude or something like that?
Probably not now, but he was then, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, he wasn't super young.
I heard something through the grapevine, through the hip-hop industry, man, through something came across that name, A+. And at the time, you're right. They were talking about how he was a younger cat, but he was ill, though. He was, for his time, like, he was ahead of his time, type shit.
Yeah, he did an album with some joints with Prodigy on. That's, some of those tracks are, you know, pretty underground, so, you know, most people wouldn't have heard them. That's a good album, man. Lyrically as well, and beat-wise. Good album. Definitely a slept-on kind of album. Another album I recommend you to listen to is, I'm trying to remember the name now, Freedom. can't remember the damn name, man. I'm trying to remember the name and Inner Soul. That's it, Inner Soul. What's the name of the album? I know the dude's called Inner Soul. It's an underground album with the beats on that. Oh man. Theory. I think it's called The Theory. Inner Soul, The Theory. That's an ill album.
Okay.
A very underground.
I'm gonna leave it in your hands. This is your call. You could close it whenever you're ready. If you want to mention anything in regards to what you plan on dropping on the next call, you may feel free to do that, or whatever you want, man. It's at your discretion, man. So if you want to leave it freestyle like we've been doing, we could do that too, man. But I just wanted to let you know that time is running short now, that we're going on the 1:30 mark. So it would be a good time to close the call, man. Whenever you're ready.
Right. Well, next time, definitely be getting into some tracks, man. Definitely, I'll choose some tracks that are my personal favorites and play them. I don't know how that'll work over the phone because the quality won't be very good. But I'll also play some tracks from my albums. People know I'm not bullshitting. People know that I've got my own tracks and I've put in all this work for the music person. So yeah, man, I'll definitely do some more hands-on shit like that and put some stuff like that. There'll be
That's what's up, man. Yeah, man. When you close the call, brother, it's your call. You already know, man.
All right, man. Yes, I'll be signing out, man. Yeah, man. Next Wednesday, we'll do this on a Wednesday, and we'll be getting into some hip hop, man. Specifically, the real hip hop, not no new fake shit, man. Real hip hop. Yeah, man. It's kind of on a humble note, this call right now, because it's the first one, but we'll be getting into some stuff, man, and playing some tracks. So yeah, man. I'll leave it on that.
That's what's up. Jay, hold on a second so we could talk offline after the call, man. Just hang on tight. This has been Night of Thunder and RT's Let's Talk True Hip Hop Edition. And we'll definitely be back with another one. Stay tuned, y'all. We got more in the plans for this. You know what I'm saying? This is just the beginning. This is the pilot episode 1. Night of Thunder and RT signing out.
It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the stage, you know they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise. Got no money to move out, I guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with the baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man with a touch repossessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Standing on the front stoop, hanging out the window, watching all the cars go by, roaring as the breezes blow. A crazy lady living in a bag, eating out of garbage pails, used to be a fag hag, such a dance to tango, skipped the life and dango. A zircon princess seemed to lost her senses, down at the peep show, watching all the creeps, so she could tell her stories to the girls back home. She went to the city and got so did it. She had to get a pimp, she couldn't make it on her own. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. My brother's doing bad, stole my mother's TV. Says she watches too much, it's just not healthy. All my children in the daytime, Dallas at night. Can't even see the game or the Sugar Ray fight. The bill collectors, they ring my phone and scare my wife when I'm not home. Got a bum education, double-digit inflation. Can't take the train to the job, there's a strike at the station. Me on King Kong, standing on my back, can't stop to turn around. Broke my sacroiliac, a mid-range migraine, cancer membrane. Sometimes I think I'm going insane, I swear I might hijack a plane. Don't push me, call, I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. My son said, Daddy, I don't wanna go to school, cause the teacher's a jerk. He must think I'm a fool, and all the kids smoke reefer. I think it'd be cheaper if I just got a job, learn to be a street sweeper. I dance to the beat, shuffle my feet, wear a shirt and tie, and run with the creeps. Cause it's all about money, ain't a damn thing funny. You got to have a con in this land of milk and honey. They pushed that girl in front of the train, took her to the doctor, sewed her arm on the game. Stabbed that man right in his heart, gave him a transplant for a brand new start. I can't walk through the park cause it's crazy after dark. Keep my hand on my gun cause they got me on the run. I feel like an outlaw, broke my last jaw. Hear them say, you want some more? Living on a seesaw. Don't push me cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Say what? It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. God is smiling on you, but he's frowning too, because only God knows what you'll go through. You'll grow in the ghetto, living second rate, and your eyes will sing a song of deep hate. The places you play and where you stay looks like one great big alleyway. You'll admire all the number book takers, thugs, pimps, and pushers, and the big money makers, driving big cars, spending 20s and 10s, and you wanna grow up to be just like them. Smugglers, scramblers, burglars, gamblers, pickpocket peddlers, even panhandlers. You say I'm cool, I'm no fool, but then you wind up dropping out of high school. Now you're unemployed, all non-void, walking around like your pretty boy Floyd. Turned stick-up kid, but look what you done did. Got sent up for an 8-year bid. Now your manhood is took and you're a make tag. Spend the next 2 years as an undercover fag, being used and abused to serve like hell. Till one day you was found hung dead in the cell. It was plain to see that your life was lost. You was cold and your body swung back and forth. But now your eyes sing the sad, sad song of how you live so fast and die so young. So don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Yo, Mel, you see that girl, man? Yeah, man. Yo, that sound like Cowboy, man. Cool. Yo, what's up, money? Yo. Hey, where's Field and Raheem, man? They upstairs cooling out. So what's up for the night, y'all? Yo, we can go down to the fever, man. Check out Junebug, man. Hey, yo, you know that girl Betty? Yeah, man. Come on.